Welcome to the Songwriter Connection podcast, where we look at the craft of songwriting through the eyes of the songwriter. Each week, we make a connection with a music maker, listen to their songs, and hear their stories. From Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, Dave Lenahan.
That we do. I am Dave, and I do appreciate you listening to the pod. I've got another excellent guest today that I just cannot wait for you to connect with. So, and I'll tell you about him here in just a little bit. First, let me thank Mark Allen Barnett Tours. They're our local sponsor. Mark Allen Barnett, ran into him yesterday out at the 12 Keys, where we do a writers rounds and things. And he's always there making mental notes, telling me how to improve my performance. And I thank God for him, because he has really helped me throughout the years. And I know a lot of other artists and songwriters here in this town that he's helped. And I know he's traveled to places like Cincinnati and California and Canada just to teach what he does to songwriters. And it's just absolutely amazing. You can book a tour here with Mark Allen Barnett. I know there are a lot of tours when you come to Nashville. There really are. But if you're into music and songwriting and you want to up your game like 2 to 3 years in just one simple session, Mark is your guy. MarkAllenBarnett.com, and it's MARC-Barnett, BARNETTE at the end.com. As he says, you don't choose music. Music chooses you. But he's going to help you perform better, write better songs. And like I say, great guy. You can catch, he's been on the podcast 2-3 times, and quite recently talking about writers' rounds. So, Mark, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Well, back in season 2, in fact, about a year ago, we had a young Christian artist on the show named Ben Fuller. And he blew us away, did some of his amazing music. And as we talk to you a year later, he has now got the #1 song on the Christian charts. And that's absolutely amazing. If you want to go back and listen to that episode, it is episode number 11, season 2. Now, I'm hoping the same thing is going to happen for our guest today. 1 year from now, hey, maybe you'll have a #1 song on the Christian charts. His name is Brandon Scott. Brandon, welcome to the show. So happy that you made it here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to be here.
We love to have folks around the dining room table that have a passion for music. And I'll tell you what, first time I saw you was a couple years ago at the Commodore Grill at one of the rounds. And I was sitting toward the back, and I thought, oh my God, because you deliver with such passion. And not only you're running, but you're singing in your voice. And we just sat there blown away, and I said, I have got to meet this gentleman. And I walked up, introduced myself, and we've kind of been friends ever since. But you continuously blow me away. Amazing stuff.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it was I remember that night too. So, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I'm really happy to call you a friend here in Nashville.
Yeah. Well, great. Yeah. Hal O'Dell has written a song. We do these Wednesday night rounds at the 12 Keys every Wednesday night. And he has a song called Wednesday Night at 12 Keys, in which he references you. Yes. And in the song, he says, Brandon's got a voice that shakes the walls. And it's so true, man. It's just absolutely amazing voice. So what I want to do is we'd like to get to music right away. And I want to play what is your latest single until this Friday.
Yes.
Which we're going to talk about. It's called Handcuffed to a Demon. Yes. And I've heard you perform this, but the production on this is incredible. Yes. Can we play this and then talk about it?
Absolutely.
All right. This is Brandon Scott, our guest on the Songwriter Connection podcast.
You got this way of always bringing me down. You got that poison in your bite, using your helping hand to push me around. Might be your game, but not my fight. I'm sick and tired, I'm so tired of always being your fool. These broken promises, they drain me, I will not be your muse. Oh, I got my handcuffed to a demon. You made me this way. I'm tied down with nowhere to go or escape, with my handcuffed to a demon.
can't understand why this is a number one hit on Christian charts right now. That song is absolutely amazing. It's Brandon Scott, and you wrote that all by yourself, right?
I did.
Yeah, solo write.
Yeah, that was a solo write. I love co-writes, but that one wasn't one of them.
Yeah, because that's a very personal story, isn't it?
It is. So so that song, it started off actually strictly as a, well, it was inspired, and I know we'll probably talk about a show that I was on, but it was inspired by the producers from the TV show that I did.
Now let's just tell folks right now, you were on 600 Pound Life.
Yeah, my 600 Pound Life on TLC. And the producers for that show, as you can imagine, have an agenda. Yeah. They need the storyline to be a certain way, and be told in a certain way, and on their timeline. And there's no problem with that. But sometimes it can really get under your skin because they want you to say things that aren't true. They want you to embellish the truths. And my story is already impactful without embellishing the truth. So,
that's true. Yeah.
So I battled with them from time to time on saying, certain things that weren't true, and I told them I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lie to anyone that's going to become a follower of me. So, and
I admire you for that.
I appreciate it. And so this song was actually kind of birthed from that because it was a moment when they were trying to threaten me with legalities and everything.
Really?
If you don't say these things, and we're going to come after you because you signed a contract. And I said, well, bring it. I told them, I said, you just come on then. And it just inspired me to write a song in that moment. It morphed more into, me being almost 700 pounds was just like being handcuffed to a demon. It was like being tied or tethered to this toxifying part of my life that just won't go away. Yeah. And I'm no longer in that place. And so this song has now become an anthem to break free from those chains. Wow. And I'm no longer handcuffed to a demon. There's always that reminder because even when you break free, if you're not careful, you still have that one hand kind of tethered to that past or to that, that demon that you just beat and escaped from. That's
so true. It's so deep. And I think there's so much in your story that a lot of people can identify with. People dealing with addiction.
Yes.
Alcoholism, drugs. This is a song they can turn to.
Right.
Your story is a story that could, that can have a positive influence on folks. So I think it's an important story that needs to be told.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And now that's my hope behind that song is, sometimes there was a quick side note to that. There was a time I was playing a show out and I, introduced the song and what it was going to be about and sang the song. And I asked people, if you're the crowd there, if you're dealing with anything that's toxifying your life, and this gentleman just shouted out divorce. And that's a topic that you didn't even think might be.
That's not the first thing that popped in my mind.
Right. Not the first thing. And it was clearly impacted him enough to where he felt the need to shout it out. Wow. It's just something that was just tying him down. And I'm sure there's all kinds of things that we just don't know about in his life. But, it could be anything that's just really having to do with struggle in your life or, something that's toxifying your life. You just break free from that thing.
Destroying your life even.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Amazing story.
Yeah.
I know that you do a lot of writing songs that come from your heart. And when I watch you on stage share it, you can feel that passion. And that's not something I see from every performer and writer here in this town. I mean, when you're on that stage, you give it your absolute all. Yes. And here it is. When you listen to a recording, do you feel it's different, isn't it?
It is different.
Yeah.
It is different. Yeah.
Seeing you is different than hearing you.
Yes, absolutely. I know that was my very first time recording. That song is my first time recording, first song I've ever released. And I think the producer did a great job at capturing the passion there, because that was something that was very important to me as well. I just wanted to feel.
Now, where did you record it? Here in Nashville?
Yep, here in Nashville with Jason Wyatt Productions. And Jason White is the old lead singer of the Lost Trailers.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Country artist, yeah.
Sure, remember them.
So, he has a great ear, and he was very helpful. I still work with him now.
Good.
And everything. So, great studio, great location. Can't beat it. Second to none.
That's good. Where are they located?
They're in Spring Hill.
Spring Hill, okay.
Yeah, so that's
a little bit of a drive for you. Huh?
Yeah, for me, yes. For me, it's like about an hour and 20 minutes from me.
Is it really? Where do you live? North side of town?
I live north side, yep.
Yeah, okay.
Up in Springfield, yeah.
Springfield, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you've come a long way today.
Yes,
to Hermitage,
yes.
where I live. I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I love to drive, and I listen to music on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The drive
Podcasts?
doesn't bother me. I do listen to podcasts on the way, and this very podcast.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Now, you've got a new record coming out, and you recorded with them as well?
Yep. Recorded with Jason Wyatt Productions. It's called Buffer.
Buffer. And I've heard you do that around, too.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It does have a little bit of a different feel, definitely a different story than Handcuffed to a Demon, but still very similar as far as the style, and it still is a Christian song. I love it. Yeah.
That you wrote by yourself?
I did write it by myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Where do you? Where does it come from? These are they cathartic things that you've just got to get it out because you're dealing with it, and you get it out and release it?
There's a couple of them. Handcuffed to a Demon, yes, 100% was that way. When I sat and wrote Buffer, I don't know why that title was just on my mind. I wrote that's one of the first songs, or so one of the only songs I should say, where the title came to me first. And it was just, for some reason, I woke up one morning, it was just on my heart about how God is the buffer. And I started thinking, like, well, what does buffer actually mean? I think we all know what buffer means, but if you think about it, how words have multiple definitions, and my heart of hearts was telling me that buffer in this particular situation was meaning like God is that cushion between you and what's happening in your life. So all the things you can think of that are negative that happen in life, they might hurt in the moment or sting in the moment. But man, imagine if you didn't have God, of how bad that would feel. He cushions that for you. He cushions it. So it just really helps your perspective when you're dealing with something. So I don't know if if you had a death in the family or something and you're dealing with it, it really helps you with that perspective. Like, man, this is really hard, but imagine if God wasn't there to take away the huge sting to that.
Now, is there something
that situation
personal that he's buffered you from?
Oh my gosh, a lot of things, a lot of things. But I'm such an emotional person, which I guess makes sense that it shows in my music. But I'm such an emotional person that there's a lot of little things that I think a lot of people would be able to shake off and, don't sweat the small things, they say.
Yeah.
That would affect me if I didn't have God, and they don't. But I have to give that glory to Him.
That's good.
Yeah,
and you do that every day.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to say, I used to play in church, and she'd say, David, every note you play is like a prayer to God.
Yes.
And I always took that to heart.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'd say my brother and I used to play a lot in church and things, and we both always said that we never felt closer to God than when we were singing.
Oh yeah.
And sharing that gift.
Yep.
I think gifts are meant to share.
Absolutely.
You feel the same way?
Yeah. Absolutely, I do. Yeah. I mean, I take all the Psalms quite literally. I mean, praise Him with the strings, praise Him with your voice and dance. And I think that's like my direct connect to God.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a Martin guitar sitting right there. I wonder if I can get you to pick it up. Maybe would you share Buffer? Now, it comes out Friday.
Yeah.
This is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
And don't forget Friday.
Yes.
This is a song you can download and listen to. Spotify, all music sources, right?
All music sources, anywhere you stream.
All right. So you do it for us. It's called Buffer.
Absolutely. Thank you. Time after time, I get so discouraged by life. I forget in the moment that you have guided me out of the fire. Smiling through tears, I will rest in my faith that you're stronger than me and my pain. Can I cry on your shoulder? I need something to buffer my heart. Every day it gets harder. Your love is keeping me from falling apart. Oh, falling apart. What's wrong with talking about real life? Well, you never said that my hurt is to hide. So I'll keep singing a new song. Only you can bring the darkness to the light. Smiling through tears, I will rest in my faith that you're stronger than me and my pain. Oh, can I cry on your shoulder? I need something to buffer my heart. Every day it gets harder. Your love is keeping me from falling apart. I'm not falling apart. No. I fall down on my knees and pray. Can you bring me out of the dark? I might bend, but I'll never break. Does it mean that it's not hard? So can I cry on your shoulder? Amen. 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 I need you. Can I cry on your shoulder? Cry on your shoulder. Can I cry on your shoulder? I need something to buffer my heart. Every day it gets harder. Your love is keeping me from falling apart. Your love is keeping me from falling apart. I need your love. Oh, I need your love.
Wow. You know, I need new superlatives to describe you. Amazing isn't good enough.
Thank you.
It's absolutely incredible, and I keep trying in my mind, who does he remind me of? It's uniquely Brandon Scott, but you've had a lot of influences. I hear a little Michael Jackson in you, right?
That's certainly one for sure.
Bruno Mars, maybe?
There's the number two.
Number two, those two? Yeah?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah. You know, you wouldn't hear it in that song, but John Mayer.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
Well, in
guitarist.
some of the chord progressions there.
Yes.
Now that you've said that.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Huge influence. Torn Wells, actually, and maybe if I play another few for you, you'll hear more of
I hope
Torn
you will.
Wells in those songs. But yeah, he's a great influence as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, I would love to collaborate with him sometime.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Is he here in Nashville?
He's not.
No.
He's a Houston guy.
Well, there's Zoom.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. We've learned to do Zoom co-writes
Yes.
during the pandemic.
We sure have. Yeah.
So, and it's made our job a little bit easier. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's really cool. Just absolutely amazing. There's so much I want to talk to you about. Your musical beginnings, your journeys here, not only to Nashville, but your journey with Christ, which is important. I know, big in your life. But I got to take a break first. Thank our sponsors, and when we come back, more with Brandon Scott, our guest on the Songwriter Connection podcast.
You're listening to the Songwriter Connection, connecting with music makers and hearing their songs and stories. Now back to the show with your host, Dave Linehan.
If you're listening to our show on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It is so appreciated that you do. And once again, we thank you for listening to our pod. That's the N word, understand? It's not a podcast. It's a pod. Yeah. Like me. I don't come from Cleveland. I come from the land. Right. I grew up in Cleveland, spent 25 years in Cincinnati. And I understand you grew up in Columbus, right?
Yes, or C-Bus.
C-Bus.
If we're going to follow suit, yeah, C-Bus. Yeah.
Buckeyes fan?
I'm a huge Buckeyes fan.
At this point, they're 8-0.
Yeah.
I think this week that we've airing this, it's a big Michigan game. So,
yes.
Oh, we need to pay them back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if we don't win this year, I'm going to be devastated.
Me too. I was devastated last year.
Yeah, I'm still hurting from last year.
But this year, I'm thinking, we got a chance.
This has got to be the one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How'd you get into music?
Well, I have just been a strong lover of music my whole life.
Yeah.
I've been singing my whole life, but I will say I have two separate sides. I mean, I sang in church, I sang in choirs. It was really, I give credit to my 7th grade choir teacher, Cindy Kipker.
Wow.
Back in Hilliard, Ohio, a suburb of Columbus. She really pushed me to start singing, solos and singing more often. And I didn't really have that confidence. And so she really did push me. I give her that credit. And then introduced me to an incredible genius of a choir director at Hilliard Darby High School by the name of Dr. Michael Martin.
Oh, wow.
And he helped me to further along. And so between those two, giving me that passion. However, I did not start pursuing music until I got here to Nashville just
really
a little bit less than 2 years ago.
Now, you play multiple instruments, don't you? Don't you play piano too?
I do play piano as well.
I thought so.
Yeah, I've never done that out at a performance or anything, just mostly because the guitar is easier to carry around with me. So.
Do you ever write on piano?
Oh, I do. It's been a while actually. So the last time about a year ago was the last song I wrote on piano. So I wrote my wedding vows. I wrote into a song and I wrote that on keyboard.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that's pretty incredible. Now, and going back to the show, didn't you do that on the show?
I did. So that one was actually, and that was the song I proposed with to my wife Taylor. Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So, yep. And I did perform that on the show. Oh my gosh, it was so nerve-wracking.
Oh, I'll bet.
More so than the cameras all over me. I was
Did they have to do lots of different takes, different angles?
Oh man, they were running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
I can imagine.
They were running like crazy, but I told them this is one of those little bit of tiffs we got in with the show, because I told them Taylor doesn't know I'm going to do this.
You surprised her.
Oh, it was a huge surprise.
Wow.
And, so what we did is I told Taylor that the show would like to record or film, I should say, me enjoying a large city, because there was a story where I took her to New York City one time and she couldn't enjoy it because I couldn't really walk around. I was just too out of shape to walk around. And so we spent most of the time in the hotel or, that we didn't really do much. And so I made it a whole big made up story, fabricated a story that, hey, they want to film us in a big city, but since we've been to New York already, let's try Chicago. And I did that because I had a friend there that had a wedding venue that I could use to propose. And so there was this whole shebang.
How cool.
Her family and my family flew out, and she didn't know that. And so they were there, they were ready for the cue, and they walked up behind her as I was singing the proposal song to her, and she was already crying anyway. And then when she turned around and saw them, sealed the deal.
Every guy listening right now that's thinking about proposing, they're going, "Oh, there's no way to top that."
Yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah, it went off great, and I told the show, I said, you have to get it first shot because there's no redoing this. I don't want it to come across on TV like we were trying to act. We're not actors, so
you can't fake a moment like that.
Right.
You really can't. And how did it turn out for you?
Yeah, it turned out great. They actually did it. They hired they brought on the A team for the production crew for that day, and
wow. And I'm sure there's video of this out there.
Oh yeah, it's out there. You should check it out. It's episode 2. It's My 600-Pound Life. Where are they now?
Where are they now? Okay.
Yes, Brandon Scott. So
Brandon Scott.
Yeah,
the
real Brandon Scott.
Brandon
Yes.
Scott. Yeah. When I first met you, I had no clue. I had no clue.
Yeah.
And you gave me an email address that said the real. I'm like, the real? What, the real? You know? Well, now I get it. So
Yeah.
You know, you made the decision. Was it shortly after that show that you were coming to Nashville?
Yes, I
prior
knew
to
that. So, well, we made the decision maybe just about 2 or 3 months before we were done with filming, and we actually weren't done with filming. We thought we were going to be done with filming. The contract had ended, and the contract does stipulate that you stay in Houston for the full 2 years.
Oh, really?
Rarely.
So you had to go from Columbus to Houston and live there for 2 years?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a requirement. So
Live, work, the whole thing. You know?
live, work, and start fresh, start anew. So it was majorly stressful.
Wow, I'll bet.
But worked out great, and we ended up loving Houston. And you know, if Houston had as great of a music scene as Nashville, then I would have definitely stayed there because the weather is better than Nashville tenfold. So, but Nashville,
except for the occasional hurricane.
But I don't like the cold in Nashville.
Yeah.
I got to say, as nice as people are in Nashville, they did not tell me the truth. It gets cold here.
It does get cold.
Yeah, it gets cold here.
Yeah, every now and then we'll get a little snow.
Yeah,
freezing rain.
People told me, "Oh no, it's not. It doesn't really get. Oh no, it gets cold here. Bundle up if you're coming to Nashville.
We get cold. It's a lot better than Columbus, Ohio.
It's significantly better
Cleveland,
than
Ohio.
Yes,
we know from snow in those areas right there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's so funny. I remember going to school with 8 inches of snow. That wouldn't stop us from going to school. Oh no, you can get an inch here and forget it.
8 inches of snow. I'll probably write at least 8 songs in that period of time that I'm staying in my house. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember when you first had the urge to write a song, pick up the instrument, write a song? Or were you writing before you even knew?
Yeah, I do actually. So I actually started writing in high school, but not lyrically. I was just writing some instrumentals on the piano. Actually.
Melodies, yeah. It's a melody guy.
Yeah. And really enjoyed it. And then in college, I surrounded myself with all these different musicians from different walks of life, and we always jammed out in the dorm rooms and whatnot.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to University of Charleston in West Virginia.
West Virginia,
small little school, right on the river there. And
did you study music?
I did study music, vocal performance.
Wow.
Yes, had an incredible vocal coach all throughout college, Marielle Van Delsenboggs. That's a mouthful.
Try to say that.
Yeah, say that 3 times fast. But it was a great time, and I learned so much from all these musicians, and particularly this guitarist that he's just night and day better than me. He's just so great. And that's when I started writing with lyrics and writing full songs, and I thought I was getting pretty good then, but I wouldn't dare share those now. They're not as good as now. So,
but we all grow as writers.
We all grow
and artists. Sure,
I've come a long way, and I can't wait to see where God's taking me next with all of it. So
we have to write those songs to get to where you are now. You build on each one. You learn a little something from each one.
Precisely.
And you probably have. Well, how's this journey going to Nashville? You moved here how long? 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
About 2 years ago.
So just BC, before COVID.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it was right in the smack dab. So it was 2020.
Oh my!
I want to say it was July. Yeah, July of 2020.
But you had been here singing every now and then, hadn't you? Visit and
so no.
I want to say that first time I saw you was before COVID.
I did come literally a week before COVID broke out and shut Nashville down to visit. Yeah. To make sure to solidify, because I was trying to choose between Nashville and Austin.
Sure.
People in Austin.
A little closer.
Yeah, it's a little closer, and they also claim that they're the actual music city.
Yeah. Well.
And I had to see for myself.
Yeah.
Is Nashville really the music city, or is Austin? I never made it to Austin because the trip was supposed to be a week in Nashville, the very next week in Austin. And as soon as I got off the plane back in Houston from my visit to Nashville, which was incredible, that visit, as soon as I got off the plane, there was news all over, like the phone came, the news was coming through saying COVID outbreak, Nashville shut down, all these big cities are shut down.
Oh my!
Everyone is ordered to stay home, and it literally happened right then. So the day we got back. So yeah, technically that was pre-COVID that I came to visit. We moved middle of COVID though, right in the when I got here, things were still shut down. There were some writers' rounds happening, but I know at Belcourt Taps we had to sing behind a plastic shield.
I remember that.
Yeah. so there were some writers' rounds happening, but for the most part, everything was shut down.
I remember over at the Commodore Grill, they were doing during the summer. We did them outside. at safe distances. We had outside writers rounds on the porch, and that was always fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah, but we made it through.
We made it through.
Yeah,
we made it through.
Hey, if you can make it in Nashville during that time, I think you're doing all right.
Absolutely.
So how's the journey so far?
Man, it's been great.
Yeah?
I'll tell you, everyone. One of the best parts about being here in Nashville to me is the amount of support you get.
Isn't it amazing? We talk about that almost every show.
Oh man, it's incredible.
The community is amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. It doesn't have to be the same style of music that you enjoy or that you write in. People still support you.
That is such a great point because people just go, "It's country music. I don't like country." Well, it's not. It's not.
Right,
It's and that's why I hate genres. I really do. I hate genres. But when you go and you watch these write arounds, you'll see a Brandon Scott. You'll see somebody else that does something completely different. You'll see folk artists. You'll see honky tonk styles. You'll see rock. It's all as NSAI. We've talked about the Nashville Songwriters Association International. By the way, are you a member?
I'm not, but
That's
I keep hearing good things. I need to
good things.
look into it.
It's about their slogan is it's all about the song. And that's so true.
Yeah.
So regardless of genre, I don't really care about that when I'm writing a song.
Right.
I just want the best song.
Right. That's absolutely true. And I think people hear that in my music because people always tend to come and ask me like, what genre are you?
What genre?
Because even in just a writer's round, they'll hear.
How do you answer that question, huh?
I just I've just decided because that's plagued me for a little while, and I just decided. I mean, I'm a Christian artist for sure, but outside of that, what subcategory? So I just say Christian pop because that kind of encompasses all of everything. But certainly, I've had people write articles about me, and they always tend to throw in, Brandon's R&B melodies with this rock edge, and so they end up even.
They try
writers,
to define you.
Yeah, even them, they throw in all these genres into one, and I thought, see, now you know what I'm feeling. There's a little bit of everything in there.
We've talked about how I hate that question. What kind of music do you play?
Yeah,
well,
music.
I hope it's good.
Yeah, what kind of music? The good kind.
The good kind. You'll like it. Have a seat.
Yeah.
There's a tip bucket right there.
Right. Yes, please, ladies and gentlemen, hit the tip bucket on your way out.
You have favorite places that you play here in town?
Yes. I have to give love to Commodore Grill, to be honest with you.
Too. Yeah.
I think it's the very first place I've ever played in Nashville.
Was it the first one?
With
Debbie Champion?
Yes, with Debbie Champion. Huh? Yep, that was the very, very first place that allowed me on stage here, and it was just all great from there. I'm kind of falling in love with finding new places right now because there's so many.
Yeah.
There's still so many I haven't played. I really enjoyed Live Oak. I played there for the first time
I have yet to play there. I've got a writer's run scheduled, but I hear it's amazing.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. I have to say that was really great. A great crowd. They were just really into it. I do have goals to get to the listening room.
Yeah.
That would be spectacular. I haven't been there yet. I've been there, but not played there.
Awesome. How about the Bluebird? Have you done that?
I have played the Bluebird.
What do you think?
And I loved it.
Yeah.
That was, I can't wait to do that again. That was definitely probably the best experience I've had still.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. It's like looking at the Grand Canyon.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Like Miranda Lambert said, the Bluebird in my heart. I mean, it's not. Yeah. It's just always there. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about another song?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We'll play us another one?
Absolutely.
I'd love to hear. Brandon Scott is our guest. We're making the connection on your songwriter connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this song is called Thank You, and this is also on its way out here sometime very soon.
Good.
It's already recorded. We're just making some final tweaks here.
Lord, I want to thank you for all that you're giving me. I don't deserve your mercy, Lord. God, I want to thank you. I'm so thankful for the things that you've done for me. It's undeniable that I'm where I'm supposed to be. Got your hand on my shoulder, you're guiding me through all stormy weather. Yes, I'll lean on you, so I'll step when you step. Yes, I'll go where you go, and from this day forward, everyone will know. Lord, I want to thank you for all that you're giving me. I don't deserve your mercy, Lord. God, I want to thank you for breathing your life in me. And now I know I'm purpose, Lord. I really want to thank you. The time I've wasted won't compare to what I've left. Whoa, this life I've tasted tells me I'm never turning back. Now that I've trusted, then you do love me. I know that I'm chosen, for you I will lead. Yeah, my weight has been lifted, my eyes have been opened. I'm sharing my story so everyone can see. Whoa, Lord, I want to thank you for all that you're giving me. I don't deserve your mercy, Lord. God, I want to thank you for breathing your life in me. And now I know I'm purpose, Lord. I really want to thank you. Yeah, yeah. I know you're the one who sacrificed everything you had in life just so that I could break my chains, close them and take you open doors for everything we need and more. I just want to say, I just want to say, Lord, I want to thank you for all that you're giving me. I don't deserve your mercy, Lord. God, I want to thank you for breathing your life in me. And now I know I'm purpose, Lord. I really want to thank you. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Brandon Scott. All I can say is, right? You hear me? Amazing. Amazing. Like I say, I need a better superlative. Incredible voice. Incredible, and a great player, too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Another single write, or did you co-write that with someone?
It's another single right.
Single one.
It's another single right, yeah. And just like the title says, I was just sitting down in my music room at home and just feeling so thankful because I cannot tell you, I don't have the guilt anymore because God has now, ever since, I'm a different person ever since I did the show, My 600-Pound Life, and I've gained this newfound confidence, and I just prayed my way through that entire experience and got closer to God even than I've ever been. And man, I just couldn't thank him enough. And I thought, I'm feeling so thankful. I just got to sing about it. And that one just came out like that. Just, it was one that was very, very easy to write because it was just my true heart. I was just wanting to thank God, and even that's not enough, but
I've always thought that the best way to thank him is with a grateful heart. And you show that every single day.
Well, I appreciate it because that's what I strive to do. I try to just show him, and that's all I can do. Whatever I do won't be enough, but the gratitude is there. And I truly don't deserve all the blessings I have, but I'll take them.
And you were so successful on that show.
Yes.
You started off almost 700 and you went down to What?
Yes, so I dropped almost 500 pounds
In 2 years?
In 2 years' time. So
That's incredible.
It was actually the weight loss. So that's the timeline of the show was 2 years, but it was actually 1 year. So,
Really?
yeah, it was 1 year. So I do have 70 pounds of extra loose skin. That the show would prefer you to get it all chopped off while they're filming.
How do you feel about that?
I said absolutely not because to be quite honest with you, Dr. Now Zardin on the show is a real person.
He
really does care, and he means very well. But if we're being very honest, he is not a plastic surgeon. So I
wouldn't do that.
No, he would cut it off. He does cut it off. And that's what they want is to film him cutting it off. But he doesn't make it look great. So you're already going to have those battle scars as it is, no matter who does it. But
I would Dr. Now, but no.
Yes,
Dr. No.
Dr. No. I just prefer it to be somebody else. And then also, it was just kind of messing with the timeline of moving to Nashville. I would have had to. So if I do it'll be 3 separate surgeries, and the recovery is 3 to 6 months per surgery.
Per surgery.
So yeah. So
oh my God, that's
I'm ready to move with the music.
Yeah.
I'm ready to move. I just don't have time. I'd rather just, and anyway, it's a reminder. I carry it with me. I mean, I wear compression garments all the time, and I don't always wear them, but most of the time I do. Wow. And it's just a reminder of where I've come from.
Keep you on the right track.
Yeah, yeah. And then one day I will probably get it all cut off, but I'm ready to get my feet just moving with music as much as I can. So
well, let's talk about that journey. Yeah. What's happening there?
Yeah, so I am steadily moving towards becoming a full-time musician.
Yeah.
And
I know you even travel to play music.
I travel. I went on tour this past summer. My wife-ager Taylor put that tour together.
She's kind of managing your career, huh?
She is.
Good.
And, while balancing and juggling a full-time job. And I know it's a strain, but I keep reminding her, like, if we can teamwork this thing, we'll get to the full dream. And we're partially living the dream, but, you know, I want it to become just a full-time thing to where I'm only doing music. I'm only writing and performing. She's handling all the other stuff that I don't enjoy doing so much, which is the business side of things and the social media side of things. So, but I tell you, it's great. I'm getting opportunity after opportunity.
It's great.
I have big things in store for this upcoming summer tour.
Do you already line them up?
So I'm lining them up now, and you know, I'm putting a band together.
Nice.
Yes. So if you know anybody out there that might be interested, reach me at Brandon Scott. Well, on social media so I'm still working on the website. I should hush on the website until I get it together. So, but social media at the real Brandon Scott, the real _ Brandon Scott on the Instagram, and then
you'll
Facebook.
take messages there, right?
Take messages on Facebook as well. So Brandon Scott 600 Pound Life.
That's awesome. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. So, how about do you pitch to the labels and some of the Christian labels and things? Any interest there?
I haven't yet. I have sent a few emails because I've gotten a few really great contacts. The Small Bones, who are For King and Country is the name of the group.
Yeah, sure.
I have their contact info, and so I've reached out to them a couple times. If you know them, push my song to them, push my music to them, because I've been sending it to them a few times because they're local.
Yeah,
they're here in Nashville, and then a few other people who have some ins. And they've been very kind in responding back to me, but nothing yet, no dice yet.
People need to hear your voice.
Yeah,
they really do. We got to get you in front of some faces.
Yeah,
that can help you and pull you along.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of time. You're doing it all. You're doing all the right things.
I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of faith in it.
See, that goes a long way.
You know, when you're doing what God needs you to do and wants you to do in your life, there's just nice feeling inside that. Yes, I'm doing the correct thing.
You seem so at peace
with everything. Yes,
yeah.
And this is the first time in my whole life I've ever felt like, I am doing the right thing now. You know, I am doing the right thing.
Well, I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan. I love what you do.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you could close this out with one.
I sure can.
Can you? I want to hear another Brandon Scott original.
So this one is also coming out very soon. I just finished up in the studio with it, so I just need to wait for the producer to do his thing. And
mix and master.
Yeah. This one's called Call on Jesus. And I actually wrote this one right in the middle of COVID. and I had posted something about praying for the world in these hard times, and I had somebody kind of heckle me online saying, "No, what is God going to do about this? Are you kidding me? There's no God, because if there were, there wouldn't be COVID." And so instead of responding, which I really wanted to, I didn't want to get in a Facebook war or Instagram war, and so I wrote this song in response to that.
Incredible. Okay.
Everybody trying to tell me that you're not here. Well, why is everyone saying that it's okay to fear? Everyone keeps telling me that I'm all alone, that this world's gonna end, there's nobody who cares. I know better and I'm telling all the goodness you bear. I'll still bring my sword to battle, all the ones who keep on saying there's no Jesus. If the world would pause a moment and unite to call your name, we call on Jesus. Oh, we'd find the peace and all the healing we need. Yeah. Nah, 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 nah. The devil, he is working. He has big plans, but I know that my God's huge. He holds the world in his hands. He has never failed me and he carries me through. This is what I believe, that the world needs to sing the name of Jesus. If the world would pause a moment and unite to call your name, we call on Jesus. Oh, we find the peace and all the healing we need. Yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah. No devil, you won't faze me. Get back and watch me win. I know you're just a liar. I'll shout his name again. Don't let the haters fool ya. Death has no grip on me. We won the war already. We claim the victory of Jesus. If the world would pause a moment and unite to call your name, we call on Jesus. Oh, we find the peace and all the healing we need. Yeah, Jesus. If the world would pause a moment and unite to call your name, we call on Jesus. Oh, we find the peace and all the healing we need. Yeah, find the peace and all the healing we need. Find the peace and all the healing we need.
Wow. Brandon Scott, the real Brandon Scott.
Yes.
On the Songwriter Connection podcast. Brandon, it's just been a pleasure to have you. I wish you all the best. Consider you a friend, and I'm really pushing and pulling for you. Anything I can ever do to help, it'd be my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure being here today, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much.
I'm thinking big things ahead for Mr. Brandon Scott. I really am.
Amen.
I'm looking at future shows on down. If all go as plans, as we say. Flat River Band, they're coming back. I love their harmonies. They've been on the show before. Can't wait to have them back. They've got a new release coming out very soon. Nancy Decken from Discover Sooner is coming back, bringing a hit writer. She had a big hit with Garth Brooks, and also Dallas Rumington making her coming back return visit with Nancy. So those things all coming up on the Songwriter Connection podcast. So keep listening, keep spreading the word. I certainly appreciate you joining us on the pod.
Thank you for listening to the Songwriter Connection podcast. Find us on social media at Songwriter Connection. Also, listen to Dave Lanahan's Nashville Connections radio show. It streams live every Friday morning on WOBL and WNOI. Look for us on Facebook and YouTube. See you next time on Songwriter Connection.